I'm going to return the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra simply because I do not like the display. And look, if you have one, don't watch this video because I'm gonna explain you exactly why I don't like the display. And after you see this problem, you might hate it. Okay, and I don't want that. Okay, if you enjoy it, look, this is a great phone. It can record 4K 120 FPS on HDR, and it can also record in log. So this phone is fantastic, and I was excited about it, especially for the channel. But comparing it with my S23 Ultra, which I already got fixed, I just hate the way the screen looks. And it is not an ideology thing that as soon as I detect an anti-reflective surface treatment, it's like immediately trash. Okay? I am willing to accept and enjoy even if magically they are able to completely eliminate the reflections on the display and it looks black. If they manage to achieve the impossible, I would be blown away. I would be like, wow, this looks like a black hole and I cannot see any reflections. But unfortunately, that's not the case. You can still see the reflections. And now the problem with this anti-reflective surface treatment is that the blacks now look milky. The blacks specifically look green. You have green blacks, and that is worse than having reflections. And you still have the reflections, by the way. So, in order to reduce the reflections so it looks less like a mirror, they are adding another problem. That is not a good trade-off. That's just not better. It is simply not better. What Samsung is doing with all their displays, their TVs and now the phones, is wrong. Don't do that, man. It looks worse. Make it glossy. That's it. It's a mirror and we just need more brightness. Okay, when you are outside and the phone has reflections, we just need the phone to be brighter. That's it. But don't make the blacks look green or have a tint and you still have the reflections because you are not fixing any problem. You're just adding another issue. And that's what most people don't see. Now, even experts, people who do this for a living, I mean, people who fix my S23 Ultra, I, talked with them about this issue and they didn't know. They're like, no, this is a glossy screen. There's no anti-reflection, nothing. It's same as S23. They don't know. And they are experts in this thing. They take these phones apart and they replace anything, they can fix it. They don't know. They have no clue about this. But as soon as you have them side by side, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. The difference is very clear. Now, that's not the only thing. If you compare the brightness of these phones, and I'm gonna do it right now, very simple. This is a color clipping test pattern. In my opinion, this is the simplest, fastest way you can compare any display. Just do this. Okay, very simple. Just display a color clipping test pattern and you will see the difference, which is almost none. Okay, these two displays are, when it comes to brightness, the S25 is supposed to be like 900 nits brighter for the highlights, and it might be, but full screen is about the same. So there is no significant difference. If anything, right now the S23 looks a little bit brighter. It's just not an upgrade on the brightness, and that's disappointing. I was expecting the S25 to completely blow the S23 out of the water when it comes to brightness, and it is not brighter. It is not more colorful. And the calibration near black of the S25 Ultra is a complete mess, okay? It has to be significantly brighter than reference on HDR. And the biggest problem is not that it is super bright near black. The biggest problem is that the gradients, so if you open a near black test pattern on this phone, you will see that the gradients are not smooth. So for example, you're supposed to have from zero, from perfect blacks, because this is an OLED, to gradually brighter and brighter grays. That gradation is supposed to be as smooth as possible. And instead, you have sometimes a brighter gray followed by 2 or 3 grays that are dimmer, and then bright again. So it's like you have zero, a bright gray, then dimmer, dimmer, dimmer gray, then another brighter gray, then dimmer, dimmer, brighter. So it's not gradually increasing the brightness. And that inconsistency, it just makes the display look worse. Now, will 99.999% of people notice that? No, absolutely not. I mean, this is something that even for me would be hard to see outside a test pattern. But that's because I don't play games here. Okay, if I was playing games like on the PC on this display, I would definitely be able to see that problem, especially when you have dark scenes. It's gonna look wrong. Okay, so that is terrible. Now the S23 Ultra is not perfect. Near black is crushing, but at least it doesn't have that big problem where you have a super bright and dim, 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 then bright and dim, then bright. It's that super inconsistency. This is crushing, but at least it is gradually coming out of black. So yeah, now which one is better? Is it better to have raised blacks and at least be able to see, or crush blacks? For a phone, I think it would be better to have raised blacks, but still, this is just not. I am not getting the premium feeling that, oh wow, this just looks fantastic in every way. And these phones are supposed to look a lot better than any TV that we have available. Okay, because this technology with smaller screens is different than what we can get with big displays, and it is still a fantastic display. I mean, I wish my Samsung TV was this good. I would change my QD OLED TV for this quality any day. Okay, but I have the S23 Ultra, so that's where my comparison is referencing. So yeah, man, I really hate the way the screen looks, and it's very simple. It looks green. You want an easy explanation of why? The blacks look green, and that is so ugly, man. That is so ugly because you still have the reflections, and now it looks green. Now let me see if I can show you Let's see if I can if this shows on the camera. And I'm also gonna make sure I show you the test pattern. Now the problem here is I'm recording with an iPhone, and Apple wants you to pay money so you can change the settings, and I'm not doing that. So this camera has auto settings, and right now the color temperature is too blue. So the green issue I'm talking about, you might not see it. So the color of the screen is not accurate. It's not like what I see in front of me. But the thing is, this reflection on the S25 Ultra looks green. It doesn't look like this. And it doesn't look like a mirror. It doesn't look as mirror-like as the S23 Ultra. Look at the S23 Ultra, you can clearly see everything behind. With this one, you cannot. And you might think, well, that's a good thing. You don't want to see the reflections. I agree. The problem is there is no way to get rid of the reflections without a compromise. And the compromise makes the display look worse. That's exactly why my argument is, don't do this. Don't try the impossible if you are not going to achieve it. Don't try it. So don't add another problem to trying to fix a problem that you were not able to fix, because you can still see the reflections. Now they are less bright, but it's just making the screen look milky. It doesn't look as pure black. Now this S23 Ultra is not perfection, but it is the best I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen any display when it comes to the reflection and the coating and how black it looks. I've never seen any display better than this Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. And I mean, I would love my TVs to have this coating. I would really love that. And of course, I'm gonna get the S95F as soon as I can. Okay, it's a lot of money, but I want to get that matte finish TV from Samsung and peel off the anti-glare coating, and that's gonna make the display look like a mirror, better than a mirror, perfectly glossy. Okay, and that's exactly what I want. That is exactly what I want. I'm excited about it. Let's see when we can do that. But yeah, that's the problem. Now let me make sure I can show you this video side by side. So make sure that it is in the right angle. See if you can notice any difference in brightness. They are both maxed out right now. I'm gonna have the like this is better. So at the bottom, the S25 Ultra. At the top, the S23 Ultra. Let's see if I can. How can I have them? Okay, there you go. You see some flickering? That's because of the shutter speed on the S25 Ultra at the bottom. But they are equal, almost the same. They are almost the same when it comes to brightness, and that's disappointing. That's definitely disappointing. Now this test, what I'm doing here, this is a color clipping test pattern on HDR. And in my opinion, this is the single most decisive test you can do to compare the TVs, any TV, any display. If there is one test that I want to see when you compare two displays, is this test. Because this is gonna tell me, okay, this is how colorful and how bright it gets. Very simple, okay? If I start showing you content, you're not gonna see anything. It's very difficult, very hard to tell them apart, especially if they have accurate HDR. You're almost not gonna see any difference. So this is the way. This is the way. It's gonna show you the full screen brightness, power, and color that the displays have. So yeah, they're about the same. Very disappointing. So yeah, man, I'm returning this S25 Ultra. Again, I have to pay to return it. I didn't buy this for the videos, okay? We are not focused on phones here on this channel. I dropped my S23 Ultra, broke the screen. I needed a phone immediately, and I couldn't wait days to get the screen, then replace it. So I bought this, and I'm like, okay, after I have the phone fixed, then I can take my time to fix the S23 Ultra, and ultimately I would give this to a family member. I'm gonna keep the S25 Ultra, and we are all gonna be happy with a better phone. And this S25 Ultra is supposed to have better, video recording quality, and it does. So I was excited about it, but I hate I hate the display, and a smartphone, it's just you looking at the display all the time. So I cannot be just looking at this all the time and hating it, because it looks green. And after you see that, it's just so obnoxious to be looking at this green screen all the time. And I don't use the phone in a completely dark room, of course. You're using the phone all, at home, everywhere. There's always lights when you go outside. So to have the screen looking like that all the time is very annoying to me. This is bad what they did here, and it sucks. And Samsung should stop doing this crap, man. Samsung and all the companies. Look, if somehow they can magically completely eliminate the reflections and make it look like a black hole, wow. I mean, yeah, get rid of the reflections. I don't like to see any reflections. That would be fantastic. But the problem is that's not possible. It's not happening. So anything you try to do to reduce the reflections, you are just adding more problems. And the compromises make the display look worse than the reflections, okay? To combat the reflections, you just need more brightness. That's it. Or just a different angle. Let's say you cannot see well the phone. Okay, you just do this. Boom, problem solved. Let's say you have the sun straight on the screen. Okay, just do this. I mean, that's an easier solution, man. It's just never a good idea. So yeah, I'm returning this. Let me know if you want me to cover anything else from this phone before I return it. So at least I can make some videos out of it, because I have to pay like $50 a restocking fee to return this. And again, it's not a bad phone if you have it and what I'm talking about doesn't bother you. This phone is this amazing phone. I mean, the recordings is fast, it's powerful. Battery life is not fantastic. It could be better, but it's not bad. They remove the Wi-Fi pen. The S23 Ultra it has a Wi-Fi. This one doesn't. Now I don't use that. I've just seen people complain about that. I don't really care. By the way, why would they make this color? I mean, the phone is black. It's like, why? I don't care about that. But yeah, I do use this on the phone. I do use it, but just to write something on the screen. When I'm editing, sometimes the thumbnails, I use it for the thumbnail. But yeah, it's a great phone. If you have it, I don't think it's bad at all. I mean, it's a great phone, but I just don't like the display. Also, they made the display a little bit rounded in the corners. I don't like that. That's not a deal breaker, but I don't like that. I much rather have them be perfectly straight. This looks like an iPhone. I'm recording with an iPhone right now. The iPhone is a lot more rounded. But yeah, I don't like this. I don't like that thing. And it is supposed to be a 0.1 inch bigger than the S23 Ultra. So it's supposed to be 6.9 versus 6.8 on the S23 Ultra. It doesn't look bigger to me. It is definitely not taller. If I compare them from here, it is not taller. You can see it looks smaller actually. So this is the S23 Ultra. It looks smaller, if anything. Now it might be wider. Maybe it's wider. I don't see that either. Now the S23 Ultra has these curved edges, which is the reason why I broke the screen, and I'm gonna immediately change this cover. This insignia cover is absolute garbage, and it's the reason why I broke the display. I replaced my old leather cover because it was worn out, and I decided to cheap out with this insignia case, which is trash, and that's why 2 weeks after I broke the display. So I'm gonna change that for sure. But there's another difference. It has these curved edges, and this is flat. So I prefer flat. I would prefer flat. But yeah, look at this matte finish. It's not a matte finish, but it just looks. Yeah, I don't like it, man. So it doesn't look bigger to me. If anything, it looks smaller. Maybe it is wider, but I'm just not getting that upgrade feeling when it comes to the display. And when paying $1,300, I am expecting this to be better in every single way, and it's just not. It's not giving me that. It's not giving me that feeling at all. So yeah, man, let me know your thoughts and opinions. And also, before we end the video, some people might say, bro, get an iPhone. iPhone has a perfectly glossy display. Apple sucks. Okay, I would never buy an iPhone for myself. I have an iPhone right now. I'm recording this with an iPhone. It's a 15 Plus. I bought it for a family member because a family member had an iPhone and he wanted an iPhone for an upgrade. I tried to convince, but it was no. It has to be Apple. Okay. I set it up. I have used it. It sucks, and Apple wants your wallet for everything. They want to have your wallet in speed dial and take your money. And there's a lot of apps that are free for Android, and then you have to pay like $5 for Apple. Also, these Samsung phones, they have all the options. So when you go to the camera settings, you have a professional video mode where you can change all the settings. You have the shutter speed, you can change the ISO, the white balance, the focus, the audio. It's just, all the options are here. You even have a brightness histogram here. It's just a professional. You can record log. I mean, this is just amazing, okay? Now, with Apple, there is a way where you can have all the options, but you have to pay. You have to pay for it. I bought the phone. The phone has the capabilities, and now I have to pay to use it. Apple absolutely sucks. It's like you buy a car that has air conditioning on the seats, but to use that feature, you have to pay a membership every year. The car is mine. I bought it already. I own it. It's my property. Why would I have to pay anything to use that? It's like Sony. That's another offender. You buy a reference monitor, which is $30,000, and you want to use the BFI feature. Now you have to pay $1,100 to use the feature. The monitor is mine. The capabilities and the feature is already there, implemented. Now they give you a trial, so you see how good it is, and if you want to have it, you have to pay for it. So that kind of awful business practice that we see with Apple, Nintendo, and Sony. Let's just you give me right now the latest iPhone for free. I don't want it. I don't want that phone. I'm not gonna use it. It just absolutely sucks just to use the thing because they want to charge you for everything. So that's out of the equation. Before we end the video, for those of you who might say, well, get an Apple. Apple is perfectly glossy and the screen is calibrated to reference or whatever. I don't care, bro. It's Apple. It sucks. So yeah, I would never buy an iPhone. They just absolutely suck unless they change radically, and I don't see that happening anytime soon because they make a lot of money. They are very good at knowing their audience and the people who buy into it, and they cater to it. They once they have you with your iPhone, now they're gonna want you to buy the Mac and everything is gonna be their ecosystem, so all the devices work together and all of that. So now you are screwed. You have to pay them and give them all the money. So that ecosystem and proprietary business model absolutely sucks, and I would never buy into it. Okay, it's just not an option. And the problem with other brands, because you might say, well, that's fine, there's a lot of very good phones that are not Samsung, but the problem is the compatibility with service providers. Now I go and buy a phone that is ridiculous, the camera is this big and it's amazing, right? The specs, fantastic. I go to my service provider, oh, that's not compatible with the service. We cannot use it. And now I have to go change the plan, and right now I have a very good plan with multiple lines. I pay $25 for unlimited. It's not unlimited, you have like a 30 gigabytes high speed data cap, but $25 for that, limited call, text and data, and 30 gigabytes of high speed. So after that you have a lower speed, but you still have internet for the GPS and all the stuff. That's very good. So any changes that I do with another phone that I need another service provider is gonna screw everything for me, because I'm gonna have to pay double the money if I change the plan, okay, if I have to go somewhere else. So that's the problem why I don't consider other brands is compatibility. That's an issue. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Which phone do you have? Do you like your S25 Ultra? Do you still have an S23 Ultra or S24? I think they did the same with the S24. Maybe it is slightly different. But yeah, this one just looks green. I don't like it, man. It's just... And also the rainbow reflections that I see on the S23 Ultra, they are a lot more visible on the S25 Ultra. So a rainbow is like when you have a light source, like I'm looking at this light over here, there's a rainbow reflection on it, and that's fine. It happens with the S23 Ultra too. But the rainbow here is almost not, it's not bothersome at all. And here it just spreads across a lot bigger section of the screen. It's just worse, man. It's worse in every single condition. So don't do it, Samsung. Just stop with the matte finish crap, the anti-reflection thing. Just stop doing this thing. You're ruining all the displays. So let's leave it there. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and if you have any questions.